Oh, wow. Didn't have my mic on. I was doing an intro and just noticed my mic wasn't on. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Brother John here. Welcome to another edition of God Talk. And yeah, kind of a spontaneous one I'm doing tonight. And yeah, got no notes in front of me or anything, but I was just having a really exceptionally good day today and really feeling positive. And I thought, you know what? Maybe it'd be a good time to do a show like that. First off, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a great holiday and hopefully it was joyful and you got to spend some time with your family and friends and all that good stuff. And so I know that the new year comes up and we um, tend to make New Year's resolutions. And sometimes those resolutions don't start off so well. I know for me, yeah, I have a few resolutions I wanted, and getting off on a bad start, I must say. But I don't think that should sway us from still being positive and still, even though we're a week in and maybe you didn't start your resolution yet. Hey, every day is a new day, and it's a new opportunity to start your resolution. Okay, take it in baby steps. I think sometimes we have a tendency. It's like looking up the whole staircase. We have a tendency of looking up at the whole staircase. Our goal is to get to the top of that staircase. No matter what your goal may be, maybe it's to lose weight, maybe it's to stop smoking, maybe it's to get a better job or a promotion or start a business, and you're looking at the whole staircase. But everything takes it's a step at a time. Take those baby steps, and even though maybe you didn't get off on a good start for your new year, hey, just today, and you can start uh going towards that resolution or your goal. Yep. So like I was saying that yeah, just today I feel pretty positive. I got a bunch of things done, and I wanted to talk today, and invite some people in to see what makes you positive, if positive at all. um, is it affirmations? Is it prayer? Is it a belief? Is it the people you hang out with, or whatever it may be? Share. I want to invite people to come in and share what they do to stay positive. Now, I'm not here to debate on this show today. I'm not here to debate. I know some people they have a thing about positive affirmations does crap, believing in these positive vibes and all that other stuff. And I'm not here to debate it. So, like I said in the title of my God Talk, negative vibes need not apply. We're gonna try to keep it positive today. So I did send out an invite to um, some people in my VIP group and some of the people in the God Talk community as well. I'll send out another one just in case you didn't get it. And then I want to just give them the first chance to come into the hangout. And then if we don't get anybody or after we give everyone their chance, then I'll put a link in the event page for anyone else who would care to join. And maybe you just new and you've never been in a hangout before, or you're just following, give you an opportunity to come in and share what keeps you positive. um so yeah, this is God Talk, staying positive. Hey, we got Josh. Is that Josh? Yes, Josh is in the house. How you doing, Josh?
Hello.
All right. Just mute your mic for a second. Okay. I just want to finish up here. So uh yeah, like I was sharing, I have some resolutions that I want to do. I need to lose some weight. I could lose 10, 15 pounds. I need to exercise more. I need to eat healthier. You know, I got, some of these bad habits. And yeah, unfortunately, I do smoke. Though, I must say, I've been smoking less and being, pretty diligent there. And hopefully, while I do the other things, maybe as I eat better and exercise more, that will help even with the other habit, the other goal I have, and that is to, quit smoking. So for me, one is, yeah, there are positive affirmations or meditations that I say to myself. That'd be one that helps me, and I find, and the other thing I find is being around other positive people. I believe it. You know the saying, "Birds of a feather flock together." You're going to, attract certain people or be attracted to people who are like-minded for the most part. And I know here on the Google Hangouts, we definitely need more positivity. That's for sure. We got a lot of debates going on with, the atheists and the theists and all that stuff, and sometimes it gets heated, and it can kind of give, leave a bad taste in your mouth. You can come into a hangout with all good intentions and then leave there with, feeling like you're, nauseous. So that's why I wanted to do this hangout. Figure beginning of the year, and try to keep it on a positive note. So with that, I have Josh in the room. Welcome, Josh, to God Talk.
Hi.
How you doing? How are you doing today?
Okay, I guess.
Okay. Sounds like you need a little bit of positivity today.
Always.
Always. So tell us what helps you to stay positive.
Um, Trusting that it's not all in vain.
Trusting that it's not all in vain.
Yeah.
Trusting that what is not in vain.
What I do. That what I do in this life has eternal significance.
Okay.
And it motivates me. It motivates me to try to be an authentic Christian. Really helping people. Help old ladies across the street, help bring healing to the world. And I think that's a large part what authentic Christianity is about.
Most definitely, right? Showing love, showing mercy, forgiving others, right?
Yeah.
Caring for one another. Yeah. And I believe that um, even the simplest, kindest acts can can spark a fire, which can turn into, a forest fire of just of goodness. I think that if it can be contagious, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Awesome, awesome. Um, just a quick note that I do have the Q&A open. If for some reason people out there feel uncomfortable coming into the Hangout, they can put something in the Q&A section, and I'll try to go to the event page, kind of periodically see if there's anybody making comments there. Yeah, I see Pyongyang is out there. I hope he comes in. I enjoy talking to Pyongyang. Um, yeah, yeah. You speak of, even though I don't hold to Christian belief, 100%, I do find that there are scriptures that I find are very beneficial. Like one I was just thinking about yesterday, and I think about this one often, and I'm going to paraphrase it here. It's where Jesus said, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough troubles of its own." And he goes on to say how, like, the lilies of the field and the birds of the air, they're provided for. How much more, right, will your Father provide for you? And I like that scripture because it reminds me that, you know, again, worrying about tomorrow does me no good today. Worrying about tomorrow is going to take my peace away from today. You know, I might not even wake up in the morning, uh, I might not even live as long as I think I'm going to live. And all I have is now. All I have is the present moment, and I'm really finding that I need to be more and more in that present moment and just know that I'm alive and just try to enjoy it the best I can,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing is that gets people is not only worrying about like tomorrow or the year to come, it's they're still dwelling on things in the past. I mean, the past is gone. You can't do anything about it. People hold on to unforgiveness, which just makes one bitter, which just becomes a poison in your mind and in your body. You know, how much do we think? We think about somebody who maybe wronged us. It could be many years ago, and it's plaguing our mind. That takes away your peace for today. So, you know, we gotta like cast it aside. 2014 is gone. 2015 is here now, and this is all we have.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Pyongyang, he doesn't have a link. Okay, yeah, all right, Pyong. I'm going to hold on. Let's see, Pyongyang. I am sending you an invite now. You should get it. I know sometimes there's a delay.
Hey,
Yeah.
on my screen, I'm having trouble. What can you see? The writing. What does the writing say?
Oh, you mean you're in your lower third?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your name, Joshua J. Brister, and that says Christian Apologist Biblical. And it looks like there's some writing underneath there, but it's cut off.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Let me try to
Not a
do.
problem. Reuven, we have Reuven in the room. He's always in text. For those who don't know, he's our text master. And he was asking Josh. He was asking your flavor of Christianity that you follow. Don't know if I want to go too much there, Reuven, but even if that matters for this discussion. I know Ermine wanted to come in too. I hope she got the invite. I'm gonna send you another one, Ermine. Hope you'll get it. Looks like Josh is he's trying to fix his lower third there. But Josh, do you have a scripture or two that kind of helps you out?
Yeah. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest for your souls. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for my um, that's basically
My burden is light, right? My burden is light and my yoke is easy.
yeah,
I still remember some of them.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's a good scripture. Yeah.
Now when you look at it again, does it? I guess it didn't fix itself, did it?
No, yeah, I see the same thing there, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm really hoping that some did Josh, man, do you have any resolutions for 2015? Any goals? Did you plan or anything like that? Joshua's pretty okay. Now I see Joshua J. Brister, comma Christian, biblical studies,
Yeah.
and the bottom's cut off. Joshua's a little preoccupied.
Can't seem
Stay
to figure
positive,
it out.
Joshua. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. Little trial and error. You might have to make the letters
Yeah.
smaller or something like that. I've only messed with the lower thirds, you know, a couple of times. I haven't used them lately.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know if people having problems getting in. I did send out the invites. Pyongyang wanted to come in, and Ermin emailed me earlier. Ruben, care to share anything in the text maybe? I can just read it out loud to everyone else out there. Anything that helps you stay positive? Maybe maybe a scripture, maybe a saying, a quote. All right, you know what I'm going to do since I know 7 o'clock can be a weird time for some people, especially in other parts of the country, because maybe they're still working or just getting home. And on the other side of the world, they're probably maybe sleeping. I'm going to share the link in the event page, so you can take a look there if you want to just join us. And doesn't matter to me how long or short this broadcast goes. I know a lot of our hangouts, can go 2-3 hours, and some maybe, hey, maybe it's just meant to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's put everything on the table. 30 minutes to like 11 hours.
Well, I certainly don't. I try not to have live hangouts going for 8 hours. Even though it's a shame that sometimes even after a couple hours, new people come in on the off air, and some good stuff can be shared, and you wish it was live. It's just that this video will go to YouTube, and I know a lot of people are not going to, listen through 8 hours when half of it could be just nothing but nonsense. So I try to get a bulk of the content, up front, bring up a topic, talk about it, maybe go off tangent a little bit, but kind of leave it at 2 hours, and then, chit chat about whatever, off air.
Is Pyongyang coming from North Korea?
Hello, no sir, not North Korea. Northwest Indiana I live in. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Pyongyang. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Thank you. I love the subject matter of your hangout, staying positive. Absolutely.
I know, right? I think we
Yeah.
need some of that.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's so easy to just, like what one thing that really got me down today, and I don't mean to change the subject at all, but that stuff in France, oh man, I hear that stuff and I just get so negative, and absolutely I need maybe some reminders sometimes to stay positive, and that people are generally good, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know that some people can be like news junkies. And most of the time on the news, I don't know about anyone else, I'm seeing like 95% it's bad news. It's the bad stuff. I mean, I guess, that's what attracts people. That's what's going to bring the views. And but if you're just listening to this stuff all day, or if it's the first thing, say, you're reading in the morning, I mean, that could really bring someone down. That could bring you down for the rest of the day. 'Cause,
Absolute guilty as charged. You're absolutely right. I mean, I look at my RSS feeds first thing in the morning, and that really got me going today.
Mm. Yeah, it's a shame what God, I didn't really read the whole story about what happened over there, and I know they're saying it was a an extremist group, Al Qaeda, and unfortunately, what I'm seeing already is, and guys here might agree or disagree, but again, we'll try to bring it back positive. But what I'm finding is that a whole group, a whole religion is being broad brushed, as killers and terrorists, and I hate to see that. I really do. I think it's an injustice, and that's just me, you know. I saw her hang out earlier, Muslim scumbags. I mean, what are you talking about? I had to go in there and speak to Khalees, and say I just can't agree with that philosophy, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that's pretty inflammatory. Hi, St. Tommy. There's another positive guy.
Yes. Hey, Tommy, what's up? Glad you
Well, it's
come
all
by.
happening. It's all happening more than I can make sense of about half the time. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, my few encounters with you, Tommy. You always seem to be a pretty positive guy, very aware, also, and so it's a pleasure to be and hang out with you.
Takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. Yes, it does. I liked what I heard you say. Now, I, of course, hold faith or belief in the Lord Jesus Christ, that being put aside. But I like what you said about that they're good men who label themselves Muslim, who don't subscribe to such, hideous idiocy as what went down in Paris. And and I hear you saying that it's kind of disturbing to see that type of bigotry. And of course I don't hold faith in any 5 pillars or the Quran, but there are good men who do label themselves and good intentioned men, not just good hearted, but good intentioned, uh, lovers of truth, lovers of what's rational. Doesn't matter if you call yourself Muslim or Catholic or whatever, Republican even, believe it or not, Republicans even. But anyway, I won't bother to defend them. But anyway, and don't quote me on that last one. But no, just kidding.
Oh,
But
well, we are live, so it's out there.
oh well, the truth comes out, don't it? Yep. Good to see you all. Let's see. I saw one brother in here, a believer, unless he's fled in horror from my countenance, which I would not blame him.
Josh, looks like Josh just left.
I see. Oh well, I think I may have gotten on his nerves. I hate that. But hey,
It's what it is sometimes, right?
Beg your pardon?
It is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, I
You
get
know?
quite opinionated, and sometimes it just don't go down so good. It happens. But,
Yeah, I think one thing we have to realize is that we're not going to please everybody all the time, right? You can only please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please them all the time.
I like not to be overtly disgusting. That's always nice, not to see that lip curl up,
Mm-hmm.
I like not to be called demon possessed. That's always a buzzkill.
I tell you what, I totally agree with you. I've frequently said to friends of mine that I don't mind having offensive ideas, but I try not to be offensive, because I do like interaction with people, and it's my connections with people that goes a long way, Brother John, to keeping me positive. Actually, my connections with people.
People are very lovely. They're just so lovely, even if they are unlikable in some ways or obnoxious. They're just cool, and I like to be liked. I'm like a little puppy dog. If you're nice to me, you walk on water. You know, I'll follow you home, or I'll fall in love with you a little bit. You know, but it is nice to be liked, or it's nice to have good friends. I don't care what their labels are or what their current beliefs they hold are. If they're reasonably good intention, you know, they are just that. You know.
Yeah, and it's a lot like in these hangouts. What we have to do, I think, is contrast. You know, if we're going to debate, and it's always good to have debate, discussion. And yeah, sometimes it's going to get heated. I think it's an opportunity for us to learn from one another. Um, but the thing is, let's debate the ideas, and not attack the person. Let's discuss the ideas. Can we discuss the ideas without getting really attacking each other personally?
It's been a long haul, not hating people for me. There was the East Germans back in the day. Man, I could just hate the living shit out of them. Let me tell you. And
The East Germans?
Yeah, East German was
Okay.
a rat. You know, like the Nazis reported seeing Hebrews as rats. Well, let me tell you, back in the day when I was a young man, East German uniform, and you might as well have been some type of virus, sophisticated
Wow.
virus.
Okay.
And that passed. And then the rich, oh yeah, the rich, it didn't matter that I had a wad of cash, but if you were filthy rich, then you were subject to being, I don't know, I would just fall into some type of them thinking, it's one of them.
Sure.
And I would name call a lot in my own mind. I would not see people as on good days, I see people as utterly unique, as uncategorizable, and that seems very good. Seems very, dare I say, truthful to see them not according to a category or a current mindset. They might be damned immature. They might stink like hell, or they might, really be sweet as pie. But to see them as a category or I'd really like not name calling. If you hold a nasty belief, may I not call you a nasty? That seems good to me, not to see you as a uniform or a substandard, some type of generalized. It's like the N-word or something, it's or anyway, yeah, I like not hating people, and it sucks loving them. On one hand, it can be very painful. I can cry a lot, but it sure does kick ass not being offended. I like that.
Yeah. And when I say, yeah, we definitely debate the ideas, but definitely condemn evil actions.
Well, look,
Let's call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying?
And bust on. There's nothing wrong with playing big boy games. To debate with fierceness and to take somebody to the mat over their current proposals or their current understandings that they propose as utterly impeccably true. Talk a little turkey to them,
Yes, sometimes there is a time for ridicule. That
you
could
gotta believe it. That's right.
that can actually make a stronger point than some other things.
Sharp ridicule is not off the table. I hate to beat somebody down into utter. Sometimes I'll go overboard and just really belittle the living hell out of somebody, and I try and pull back from that. But
I wanted to share. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, Reuven. He speaks to us in text, and he offered a quote from Ecclesiastes that is inspirational to him, from Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 2 to 6, and it goes like this: "It is the same for all. There is one fate for the righteous and for the wicked, for the good, for the clean, and for the unclean, for the man who offers a sacrifice, and for the one who does not sacrifice. As the good man is, so is the sinner. As the swearer is, so is the one who is afraid to swear. This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that there is one fate for all men. Furthermore, the hearts of all sons of men are full of evil and insanity. This is not sounding positive so far.
Well, it's obsolete.
Hey, we're just talking about the grave here.
A little bit obsolete, just a little bit. So, maybe that was time sensitive.
Maybe. So I'll read it anyway. I'll finish the rest of it. Furthermore, the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil and insanities in their hearts throughout their lives. Afterwards, they go to the dead. For whoever is joined with all the living, there is hope. Surely a live dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know they will die, but the dead do not know anything, nor have they any longer a reward, for their memory is forgotten. Indeed, their love and hate and their zeal have already perished, and they will no longer have a share in all that is done under the sun. I don't know, Reuben.
No, I liked it though. I don't think I've ever read that particular passage, so that's kind of neat.
Kind of poetic a little bit, and
Yeah.
with a wistful cynicism or dry realism to it, Now, I, of course, in my current understanding and faith, believe that my heart is pure, and that it's not wicked, and it's I hold belief that your hearts most likely might not be pure and good and tender, but they might very well be, and I suspect they are, but that's just my suspicions, So in some ways, I think that was written by Solomon, King Solomon, perhaps, Ecclesiastes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yep, Solomon, yep, bless his pea-picking heart. He loved the foreign babes, I hear. But in any case, that was, of course, pre-Pentecost, pre-resurrection, pre-Christ himself, of course, assuming that all went down, as some hold. And so that was written at a time when before God did this new thing that he reported to do, which is kind of like a Borg, involuntarily overtake humanity and make them little sons. But anyway, not to go on preaching at you or anything, but it is that those writings were a little bit time dated, and but they are kind of cool, poetic. There was a time when I hadn't read much of Scripture, still hadn't much Bible at all, but I remember taking a psychology class where we read it as legend, and we didn't have to read it as if it was the truth or as if God had written it. We were encouraged to read it as if it was allegory, legend, and symbolic of the inner journey of all men, and that really helped, man. Because there's a lot in Ecclesiastes. It just kicks butt. It's very rich, and I like not having to take it. I like not having to endorse the Bible. I don't know if it's true or not, and I don't have to endorse it. I like that. I don't have to esteem it as from God. I can just read it and get what I get out of it, and what I don't get out of it, that's good too.
And that's what I was sharing earlier. Though I'm not a believer, there are still truths in the Bible that resonate with me, that help me or encourage me or give me a bit of wisdom, and that I can still appreciate it. Even probably some of the Psalms, even as well, when you're, talking about, creation and stuff like that. I like them. And so, speaking of Tommy, do you have any specific scriptures that help you stay positive? And welcome while you're thinking about that.
There's
Just
one
want to
that
welcome Bunto.
Uh-huh. There's one in particular uh, that's good. I consider when I think of this particular scripture, it helps me. There's a scripture that goes like this: keep your mind on what's good, wholesome, pure, what's of good report, what's encouraging, what's uplifting. And what that says to me is that as a general rule of thumb, to be a bit of an optimist, to pet more puppies, dance more, don't over behold things like Auschwitz videos or immature Republican political ideology. uh, the ominously freaky things of reality that I just can't make sense of, like flies on babies in Africa or Paris attacks, or, just generally speaking, good mental hygiene to keep my focus, to manage my focus, and to keep it on what's encouraging and what's good. And, to play music and to rest a lot and to not get over serious. I don't have to understand evil. I don't have to understand evil. Fuck evil. I have authorization not to even think about or have to figure anything out that's evil or anyway, yeah, that one scripture, keep your mind on what's good, pure, encouraging, wholesome.
That's a good scripture.
It sounds good to me. It sounds like, I can get depressed damn easy, pissed off, depressed, despair, whacked. It's happens in New York second, in an active mind. And
I'm under the belief that you are what you think about most, and your thoughts are going to kind of guide your emotions. So I'm under, that's under my belief what I see. So when I catch myself, being a downer or these kind of depressing thoughts coming in, I try to there's even another that reminds me of another scripture, right? It says capture every thought, right?
That
capture every thought, right? So capture that thought, and and like a light switch, switch it, and think something more positive.
It says, take captive every thought that sets itself up against the truth. And so, in some ways, a buzzkill, downer thought or can really influence your emotions negatively. I mean, there's times to think cynically. It's not like I don't always want to go around like Pollyanna, always with this plastic smile on my face, only thinking positive thoughts. I'd run out of mushrooms real quick, but there's something untruthful about fear. There's this scripture that says, perfect love casts out all fear. And there's something untruthful about fear, and to take captive a thought and manage one's mind and subsequently your emotions is very good mind management. Damn it, I wish somebody, the Flying Spaghetti Monster or whomever, had educated me earlier in life that my thoughts could be managed. I mean, thoughts come on us are automatically in our biocomputer of a mind, programs run, but we have great influence over them. We can change the channel.
Yeah.
Not over behold things more than 12 hours a day, or you know what I'm saying. We have definite influence on our minds, and it's good to drive one's mind or steer it kind of like a car going down the freeway. You go into the ditch, get back on the road, weave down the road. But I wish I had been educated earlier. I was very frightened by my mind in my youth, as I'm sure most mine owners are. Frightening thing, don't I mind? As far as being a sum product of our thoughts, yes, and also there's a contrasting truth. It seems like it is true. I am what I think and feel, right now. And now is all I really have. Past
That's
is
right.
gone. Future may or may not show up.
That was,
Now
yeah.
is the sum total of where the rubber hits the road, where the quality is. So it makes sense to ride one's mind very with strategic excellence and decision. Makes too much sense to milk quality out of this moment, because it's the only one we got. On the other hand, though, if I have a terrible thought, let's say blood sugar's low and I get pissed off, and then I get to thinking somebody is evil, and then I just rage and I do some stupid shit, and I am not evil just because I do some stupid crap. I am more than my thoughts. If a meteorite comes down and plops down right down here in my corporate headquarters, and I'm obliterated into a gazillion, a bit of ash, a little pile of ash, instantly vaporized, it seems truthful to me that I am more than my mind, that I am more than this physical countenance. Human beings are the most complex things observable in all of the known universe. We're the cream of the crop. Ain't nothing kick-ass more than a human being. And I like to think, and it makes sense to me that it's truthful, that we are somehow such a complex form of energy, such a phenomena, that we somehow plausibly transcend the physical, that somehow I am more than just this brain and this body. And it is conjecture, albeit, but the quality, the sheer unfathomable quality of a human being, of you, of me, to me, has somewhere along the line struck me that it's very plausible that we are more than just this physical vehicle. And it's a bit optimistic, granted, but the sheer quality alone has in some ways convinced me of its plausibility. And
Wow, you sure said a lot there, Tommy. A
sorry,
lot of good
I know I
stuff
get on
there.
a roll. You are very
No,
great.
hey, it's all good, all good,
Thank
all
you,
good,
thank
man.
you.
No worries.
Thank
Yeah. I just want to welcome Scott to the room, and Bunto once again. I don't know. He said he'd be right back. Bunto, are you back with us? All right, we'll just wait for him. Maybe he has something he wants to share. But and we just got Cider Thinker in the room. Welcome, guys. Scott, Cider, Bunto. Yeah, today's God Talk. We're trying to stay on a positive note today, and with this new year, and try to be a bit more positive. I know, especially of us here, we're in Hangouts, and it could get a little negative, and a lot of negative people, and maybe sometimes we just spend a little bit too long in some of these Hangouts, and that could really bring us down. So I figure maybe it'd be a good idea to have for the new year hangout about staying positive and things to do, or maybe something you guys want to share that helps you stay positive. So Scott, I'll ask you first. Um, Anything to say or share or what? Oh, you said you can't talk right now. Just saw the invite. Okay. Cider, how about you? I don't know if Cider hears me, but Scott did give me a link. So you can't talk right now. He did give me something to read. And what does it say? What if a glass of water was all of a sudden literally half empty? Okay.
Brother, if you don't mind, I had something I was thinking about when Tommy was talking.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
I hate to see, I think positivity is a great topic, and I hate to kind of define it in the negative. But one thing, I might say not necessarily keep me positive, but keep me away from negative things. Um, and that's something that I practiced that a friend of mine a long time ago told me, and it's very simple. But he was there. I used to get offended by people, and I would get irritated with them, and I was one of these people who would hold a grudge and that sort of thing. And one thing he said to me was, he said, "You know what? Everybody has feelings of vindictiveness. They all have feelings of wanting to get back at people. Wanting to get vengeance." And he said, he said, "I want you to try something." He said, "I think if you try it, you'll find that it gets easier every time you do it." And that was to separate yourself from vindictiveness. To kind of just walk away when and a lot of times I would be upset by something that was a perceived offense. It might not even be real. But that was something that I put into practice, and that has helped me a great deal. I try to do that, and believe it or not, he was right. It does get easier to just kind of let the things go. Sometimes what I actually have to do are some mind tricks on myself, where I try to put the whole thing in perspective. If my my neighbor isn't respecting my lawn or something like that, I think, well, I got two options. I can go over there and I can shoot him, or I can just forget about it. And a lot of times I have it helps me to put things into perspective and say, what, this really isn't that big of a deal. And if I can't do that, what I will do as well is I'll say, okay, you know what, it might be a big deal to me, but I'm just going to forget about it for right now. I'm going to go to sleep, and tomorrow I won't remember it, or if I remember it tomorrow, I'm not going to remember it 2 weeks from now. So yeah. Those are some of the things that those are some kind of pragmatic steps, that I do. But another thing is, I totally agree with Tommy when he said good rest. I think getting good rest has a profound effect on my own personal positivity. And I'll bet you, I don't want to speak for Bunto, but I'll bet you when Bunto gets back, he'll say exercising helps, and I totally agree with that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's common sense, right? We're told over and over: eat well, exercise, be active. Wait, I have a couple. Edward, I'm going to just mute your mic. You're getting some noise in here. Okay.
I like that.
You said something, Pyong, about the lawn, right? Somebody was like on your lawn and something like that.
Oh, I just get pissed off at things.
Oh no, I hear you. I hear you. Well, I was just thinking when you said something, it's like, and hey, we all have to have boundaries, right? We all gotta have boundaries. Mm-hmm. We have our personal space, right? And then we have our home and stuff like that. And I get that. Hey, we all need that. But I think in the end, right? But in the end, we don't own anything. People like to think they own their home and they own their car. You don't own anything. It's gonna, you're gonna be gone, and in a matter of years, that's gonna be gone. It's gonna be someone else's, and all we are here, we're just renting space right now, and all we could do is really be good stewards of that space that we have.
That's an excellent point. And I mean, from that perspective, if the reason I say that is because I mow my lawn, and I gotta admit, I'm kind of paternalistic about my lawn. So if somebody, but really, absolutely, looking at that from that perspective, I mean, if somebody comes by with their dog, and their dog does their business on my lawn, what does it matter? You know what I mean? You're absolutely right.
managing vindictiveness, it seems good to be less vulnerable to a wave of sharp vindictiveness, and tracing why I am and how I am particularly vulnerable in certain ways. If I invest a lot in my yard, and it's a work of art to me, And I am also, when I walk my dog, I carry the bag and I pick the poop up, you know. And then somebody else rolls around and their dog poops on my art and they don't have a bag. You know, it's kind of a double diss. And to trace it, I liked what I heard about, hey, you know, keep it in perspective. We're just temporary occupants of reality. And it's in 2 weeks from now, it's not going to even be a memory. We won't even remember it. And don't get carried away by that reckless son of a bitch who does not carry bags like I do, and you know, or doesn't hold doors open like I do for people. You know, also such rolling with something like that can be very habit forming. You know, I don't want to stuff it. I don't want to sit here and pretend like I don't feel it, but I want to let it just pass on over me like a wave, you know, and not buy into it. Because buying into such paradigms or thought cycles, emotional cycles, very taxing. It's very occupying of time. I can spend a damn half hour of a day being pissed off over dog shit. And
Absolutely.
dog shit is not worth getting pissed off. It's not worth a half hour.
Yeah.
But boundaries, I like what you said about boundaries. If somebody insults me, if they insult my integrity or my cogency, if they find a chink in my belief system and wiggle up in there and fuck with me a little bit, that's a certain boundary that it can be very, very provoking if somebody points a finger at me and a loaded Bible and says, "You're going to hell," or something like that. It's very obnoxious. Pisses me off. You know, I don't like bullies. I don't like fear-mongering. Fear-mongering, man. Let me tell you, you want to see me get pissed off, start fear-mongering.
I hear you.
But boundaries, anyway.
You gotta choose your battles, right? You have to choose your battles.
Makes sense. And bullies are well worth.
You're no less of a person if you gotta just walk away. You know. You don't have to do nothing.
There's a time to punk a bully, absolutely. But I don't want to be a bully of bullies. That's not good. You know, I don't want to get into that habit too much. But anyway, thank you. I did like what you said about boundaries and temporalness, that, you know, it's not worth getting too worked up over. And I wanted to make a point. I like identifying how I can be incited, that I might inoculate myself from feeling it so much. You know, if a little kid comes up to me and says, "You're fat and stupid," it doesn't bother me, you know. But when I was younger, when I was 8 years old, if they said that, I would feel it more. Anyway, I like identifying my boundaries and why I feel offended, so that I won't feel it, so I won't take it to heart. And that seems worth looking at, you know, introspection, and all towards a goal of living a better today. You know, I don't want to squander my time, my moments of today.
Yeah, and you know, I'm, you know, the older I get, and I think you realize now the less time you have left, and the less time you really have any tolerance for, you know, bullshit, you know, and that you know, people who ain't gonna, you know, have, you know, if you don't mean anything to them, you know, don't waste your time trying to, you know, be something that you're not, and, you know, trying to impress people or be something to somebody who really doesn't care. You know, your time is limited. You know, the older I get, I realize that,
I wish I could learn that.
My time is precious. It's mine, and, you know, I gotta own it.
We don't live forever.
With that, I want to welcome Reclan. Welcome to the room. I also didn't get a chance to welcome a couple of new people I haven't seen here. VIPIN, Vipin. How you doing? Welcome. And Edward. I don't know if that's Epi.
It is Epi.
It is Epi. Okay, he's in here with a different account. Welcome, Epi. And it looks like Scott just left us. I'm gonna go quickly back to Bunto. I don't know if he came back yet. Bunto, you there? All right, he's taking care of his. Okay, he said in the
He's here.
text yeah, he said in the chat he was taking care of his mom. Oh, there he is. You and Hillary chatting it up. All right, tell Hillary I said hello.
Yes. Is that the famous Hillary Pugh you're referring to?
Bunto, I would love to hear your voice. You know, I like Bunto. I just recently met up with Bunto on these hangouts, and I enjoy the hangouts we have, and he has, and he's got a good radio voice too. I like his voice too, but I don't know. So I'm hoping he comes in here.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah. Cider, so I want to get back to you since you got your mic and camera going there. Anything you'd like to add to the conversation, or want to share something that helps keep you positive?
Well, part of me wanted to come in here just as a respite because I've been very ragey about the whole Charlie Hebdo affair today, which has got me very cross.
I hear you.
In terms of what I do to keep positive, I think it's about picking what's important. I think I've also come to the not the conclusion, but one of the goals I try to live by is that it's to get rid of hindsight as much as I can, and so one of the ways that I look at doing that is that I never consciously make a wrong decision. And so, for that to be the case, I may as well be saying that I therefore always make the right decision at the time. Now it can then turn out to be the wrong decision, but I wasn't to know that at the time. And I think with varying degrees of success, I've been able to eliminate some of the looking back in hindsight deal from my life, which has been a positive thing. I'm sure I have other thoughts, but I've just found a bottle of very fine cider that I didn't realise I had, so I'm going to sup it up. But yeah, that's my initial thought. There are a few other things which I may pick up on later, which have been mentioned, which I'd like to consider more deeply. But I think that's something that I would share with you, as was.
Okay.
Can I share my views on how I stay positive?
Yes, most definitely.
Shut up, Epi.
Shut up, Cedar. I know your name is Cider, but I'm gonna intentionally mispronounce it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. The way I stay happy is by being pessimistic and embracing it, and this is why. An optimist is someone who's either right or wrong. A pessimist is somebody who's either right or pleasantly surprised, so I can't lose with that kind of mindset.
Epi, are you sure you're not British?
I think you fucked that up. Epi. It's not right or pleasantly surprised. It's wrong or pleasantly. Wait, yeah. No.
Yeah, it's right or pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah. Epi's right. Epi, are you British? Because that's a very British.
Sorry, I've been wrong.
Well, I am part of the Commonwealth, but no, I am not British.
Well, you.
So I guess what part you're saying is that not to have unrealistic expectations, maybe?
Pretty much. I guess that's a good way to characterize it.
Okay.
Well, I note that right and wrong is a legal paradigm, and I avoid it like the red ass. I avoid it like a fat date. No offense to any hefty, beautiful people, but right and wrong is gone. It is obsolete. The law has been fulfilled, and there is no right and wrong. And now that's a theological proposal I'm making, but I feel really good about I can do no wrong. Now there's good decisions and bad decisions, or wise decisions and juvenile decisions, but there ain't no wrong ones anymore. And I consider it theological heresy and fucktarded in the membrane to look at things through a right-wrong paradigm. I'll leave it at that. Thank you. But yeah, right and wrong, it's paralyzing. It's a legal term. It denotes the, yes, sir. Thank you. It denotes the law, and the law is a ministry of death. It's killing of all things. It's fuck that.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you said red ass, is that supposed to be part of a baboon paradigm?
I guess it could be itchy buttholdem. It happens, in the best of minds.
Unfortunately.
Yes. It's not something commonly admitted in mixed company, but it does happen. And
but anyone who doesn't admit it is lying by omission.
Perhaps.
Agreed.
In denial, or something. Yeah.
I want to give Vipin, how you doing? Welcome to God Talk. Anything you care to share, or what helps keep you positive?
Oh, hi! Thanks for this invitation. Actually, I was just listening to you guys, and thanks for inviting me. What I do to be positive is that I try to ignore company of those guys who always negative, who always complaining about the world. Oh, my life is going to hell, and I'm not doing good. So I try to avoid. I have noticed this thing. Whenever I'm with them, even I realize, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? So I try to avoid their company. Apart from that, one of friend mentioned that he always pessimistic, and whenever something good happens, he considers a surprising positive outcome. So even I do these things, even I am pessimistic, but at the same time I try to work hard so that I will not miss that positive outcome. I try to work for that, but yes, I don't consider that okay, I will get this thing, and that's what I do. And I try to ignore negative things in my life, even these things do exist. If thinking about these things will change situation, then I can think. But if I know that something is wrong happening with me, and if I will think too much about this, it will bring negative energy. So I try to avoid. Simple example is I'm Indian, so I'm a huge fan of cricket. But whenever India doesn't do well in cricket, I try to avoid. I try to pretend that I'm not a cricket fan. So when India is doing good, oh, I am a huge fan of cricket. So that's how I encourage myself, or I don't know, I don't have a right word, but that's how I try to be positive every time.
That's good. I like what he said about avoiding negative judgments of others, because people will come to you and say, oh, you're fucking up, or you're a fuck up, or you're not doing well, or you should be afraid, or
I call those people my parents, but go on.
Well, they love you and they're motivated by
I know.
Yes, but still, take no judgment unto yourself. If this great flying spaghetti monster, my father, if he doesn't judge us, if he doesn't condemn us, fuck everybody else who does, or at least forget their judgment. I do not want to take negative judgment unto myself. Sometimes a friend might whisper in my ear, St. Tommy, you may want to think about this through, or you're screwing up a little bit. Yeah, okay, I want to take some loving criticism, but a negative judgment or a name call, I want earplugs. I don't want it to affect the center of me, the heart of me. I don't want negative judgments. I love what he said about that. That's so good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And Vipin, you're in India right now?
Yeah, I'm from New Delhi, and I never been to out of India, so I would like to visit country. But I'm unlike my friends, but I'm very sentimental and very emotional. So I would like to live with my parents. So I know that you might have seen many Indian in your country. I think because India has a 1.3 billion population, so they are everywhere. So I have noticed this thing in India. Uh, General people, they have, they want to go to abroad and work there, but it is not with me. So this is the one thing.
I am so intrigued by India's culture, and
Hmm.
I mean the people who are, I guess you call Indians. I know that's kind of weird to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that being American, because when we think of Indians, American Native Indians, but um, the ones I've come across always seem to be very friendly and genuine. And from what I've seen, in videos and stuff and pictures of India, it seems such a beautiful country. I love some of the I forgot what they called. You tell me the garments that some of the women wear, especially for weddings and stuff. Just beautiful stuff. Beautiful architecture, and I hope one day I can definitely visit India.
Yes, yes, you are welcome here, and thanks for these nice words. The one reason could be because 1.3 billion people live in a very large, and yes, I agree. Even when we got independence in 1947, uh, when we were thinking maybe we could not survive because India has many country in itself. I mean, we have different culture. We have almost 27 or 28 state, and every state has different language. We
Mm.
have officially we have 28 languages. So such a diverse country, we were thinking at that point of time, people were thinking maybe we could not survive as one country. We may be, we will, after 50 years we maybe 25 countries. So yeah, this is one of the reason you see so many culture in India, because yeah, Taj Mahal is one of the.
Mm.
I saw a doc.
Banto, are you back with us? Can you get on the mic?
Hi, bro, Joe. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. Always good to hear you. Always good to hear your voice.
Thank you, bro, Joe. It's good to be here in your hangout, talking about positive stuff.
Yep, staying
Hmm.
positive, and
Oh,
what helps you stay positive.
Um, Two things: Rohypnol and talking to Jeff Keller. If you can get those in the same day, yeah.
What was that first one?
Rohypnol.
Rohypnol.
You better
Let
tell
me
me
think.
what that is.
Oh, I was addicted to that one. This is bad. Weird Elvis pills. When you get older, this days blend into each other, so time just goes by fast. You don't have time to be depressed. Ain't that true, Tommy? I mean, shit. If I gotta be depressed, it takes time.
Who's got time for a buzzkill? Bad
Really?
dope. It's bad dope. Yes.
No, let me see. Well, to cheer oneself up, you have plenty of internet girlfriends that you have to talk to every day. Have like 5 and just bounce around. What else? Cyber sex, uh, eating, sweets. Let me think. I'm not really into, scripture so much as I used
Okay.
to be. I studied the Bible, I'd say like last year, and then I got halfway through, and I started reading Romans, and then I just quit. It just caved in at that point.
Was
It
there
can
any
get
scriptures
depressing.
that you remember that maybe
That uplift
be
me.
beneficial?
Let me think. That really uplift me. Okay, one of my favorite ones to always pull up on faith heads is that Acts one that says, who am I to hinder God? It's like Acts 11, I think. Who am I to hinder God? I don't know. I just the scripture came to mind. I like it.
Hmm.
I like the one God is love. If it's not loving, to hell with it. You know, Whatever's not loving. And I mean, hey, it's sometimes loving to be a sharp asshole. I'm not going to let that little opportunity go. But but Hey, man, you know, yeah.
How about some good music, Bunto?
Yeah, music. I listen to a lot in my stereo.
Any particular bands or songs that really just kind of, maybe, puts a little pep in your step, it makes, brings up the vibration a little for you?
Do you got like T-Rex? Do you ever listen to a lot of T-Rex?
Wow.
Yeah, I listen to T-Rex, Iggy Pop, X, Susie and the Banshees, Aerosmith, David Bowie, just old school stuff. You know, working out, exercising. You know.
Do you work out to those bands as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, what concerts have you seen? Did you ever see like the Clash, Santana?
No, I haven't seen the Clash. No, I'll tell you the first concert I remember was back in 1981. God, I'm gonna be showing my age now, and it was the Black and Blue tour, and that was Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh yeah, that is badass.
And,
My first concert was '74. Was Aerosmith, and I was just a kid when they took me to that, so just a little tyke.
Wow. Mine was Kiss in '75.
Yeah, Kiss. That was a great concert, man. I wish I could have seen that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I never got to see a Kiss concert. Always wanted to. Pyrotechnics and
Yeah,
I never did.
Back before OSHA had their way with them, they really went off, man, with the fire and the sparks, and good gosh.
Well, I remember he caught his hair on fire. Remember eventually?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Gene Simmons caught himself on fire. And then I saw Journey and Loverboy. I was like, let me see.
Journey and Loverboy.
Yeah, I never saw Bruce Springsteen. I'm sure you saw Bruce Springsteen, right?
No.
Oh, dude.
I know you think, yeah, I'm a New Yorker and Jersey and all that. No, I didn't see Bruce Springsteen. I saw Billy Joel.
Yeah.
In concert, yeah.
What about Bon Jovi?
Nah, I've seen off the top of my head, I've seen Journey. I saw The Who.
Yeah.
I seen 3/4 Zeppelin. I've seen Robert Plant when he's on tour by himself. I've seen U2 a number of times.
I've seen Rush 4 times, man.
Wow.
Oh yes, I saw the Moving Pictures tour. I remember seeing Rush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Subdivisions. I saw that one too. Let me see.
Pink Floyd?
Didn't see Floyd, man. I've seen Prince and Billy Idol. Clash.
Styx?
Yeah, seen Styx.
I actually had a part in a little bit of Billy Idol's Rebel Yell album. The place where I was working, they filmed one or two of the videos for that album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was working in an AV department there in the late '80s. Yep.
Like Steve Stevens was his guitarist, just awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
I don't know, yeah, going to a concert, that'll cheer you up.
Oh yeah, good concert, sure.
Do you play?
Yeah, I used to play, but I haven't played in like years, about 20 years.
Right. What did you play?
Oh, I play guitar, play saxophone, play piano.
Sing? You sing too?
Yeah, I do that. Did you ever? I got a video on my YouTube channel. It's pretty hilarious. I do me and Bobby McGee.
Wow.
Let's see Willie. Seen Willie Nelson. Jerry Jeff Walker. Any outlaw country where you can just get high and shit. Seen all that stuff.
That brings up another thing. Having a creative outlet, right? Whether it be music or art, you don't even have to be good at it.
True.
Just do it.
Hey.
It will change that will change your thinking right away. You're having a bad day, start doing that. Or writing. And and just let the creative juices flow. I think that will definitely can help one relieve of any bad vibes going on. I actually I haven't picked it up in a while, but I did play a little guitar, and 10 to 15 chords, I have a keyboard that sometimes I'll just, ad lib, I'll just listen, listen to the notes. And what I want to get into is I want to get a pair of congas. I want to do
Yeah,
I want to do some
bongos.
percussion, yeah, or bongos, because I'm always finding myself banging on the table or something. Always doing that. I think I want to get some drums or something like that.
Go down to the pawn store and see what they got.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a music store, yeah, a couple miles away. They sell used instruments and stuff. I think I'm gonna check that out. Support the local business.
Let me see.
Mm.
Yeah, join a band. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Find associates. One really cool thing I found myself doing one time was getting together some younger people and putting instruments in their hands and getting them to play. And they just kicked ass. They learned so fast and sang like birds. And anyway, finding associates to fuck around with, even if you're not good, who cares? You're good if you're only as good as your last album. You're only as good if you're playing, then you're good. Even if you're mediocre. I like that. Just pick it up and go for it.
Yeah.
I got Hillary here. She want to join. We got a space left. Hillary, there's a link in the event page if you want to come join. And
Brother John, I'm going to take leave. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for dropping by.
Very accommodating. Vishay, good to see all of you, and good to meet the rest of you. Bye now.
All right. Stay positive.
Thank you.
I want to welcome. We have Aberan. I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome to the room.
Welcome.
Aberan? You got a microphone? Red Clan making some funny noises. Laughter. Comedy. There's another thing for you. You're in a bad mood, put on a comedy that makes you laugh. And I think it does wonders. I found sometimes even I'll just force myself to laugh, just so I can get those endorphins going and kind of feel better, or just laugh at myself. I think that can help a lot too.
So did you listen to Steve Martin growing up?
Oh yeah, one wild and crazy.
God, man, that guy he was big, man. People don't realize it. He used to buy all this shit.
Yeah.
George Carlin. Richard
I
Pryor.
had the King Tut album. Remember the King Tut album?
Yeah, King Tut.
King could have been a monkey.
And in like National Lampoon, they did albums too with like Belushi and shit before they did Saturday Night Live. I used to listen to that shit.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
and Cheech and Chong too. I listen to a lot of Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. Up in
So
smoke.
what year did you grad?
What's that? I'm sorry?
What year did you graduate?
I don't. I'll tell you in another hangout.
In the 80s?
Yeah. We'll put it this way, Bunto. Okay. I'll let it out there. We are of the same age.
Oh yeah, 83?
Yes, sir. 83.
Fuck yeah, man.
So,
What kind of haircut did you have? Was it like
so
split
this
down
year
the middle?
will be a milestone. 2015 will be a milestone.
Yeah, 50. I talked to Hillary. She says, "Don't even fucking think about it."
Nah, I'm not.
So, like, what kind of haircut did you have? Was it like split down the middle?
Oh, dude, I didn't have the mohawks, but I did have somewhat of a mullet. That was one of the haircuts, and also I don't know if you had them in where you were at, but there was this thing going on for a while. It was like a little rat's tail you would grow in the back of your head.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so we used to have that. Used to color my hair once in a while, especially like Valentine's Day or St. Patty's Day. It'd be red or green, Yeah, the '80s. I loved the '80s. I really did. It was a really awesome time.
New wave, man. Punk.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only went to my 10-year reunion, but I don't go to the other ones.
No, I didn't go to any reunions.
Did you go to reunions? The
No, I
10-year was
didn't.
pretty damn good one. It was fun. People got wasted. Shit.
Still.
Yeah, it was hard.
Hey, let's
And
go
then
back old time. Let's go to the bleachers.
And then, you know
right?
what's funny? There was like people there that I never even knew in high school. It's like, you know, you're like talk to me, and it's just, I don't remember. Oh man.
How about that? You ever watch some of these movies too, and people they're going to their reunion, and they're holding on to grudges 10, 20, 30 years
Oh
later.
man, really?
And I'm sure people are still doing that, right? You know, something that happened back in high school, they're still holding on to it.
Yeah. Fuck no. Nah.
Ain't
I
worth
mean,
it.
it ain't worth it.
So, Reclan, do you have anything? What keeps you positive? Anything we mentioned? Or?
Positive. I'm in the wrong hangout. No, just being realistic, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just worrying about what I'm gonna be able to do and doing it. It's not positive or negative, really. It's just keeping myself happy enough.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I don't have much more to contribute, man.
It's all good.
Minimal.
All good. I know that I mean, I gotta find that balance sometimes. You know, getting that yin and yang thing going, and and
Oh, yes.
especially like when bad things, you know, what we perceive sometimes as bad things happening to us, and then only like I'm sure this has had to happen to everybody in the room, somebody listening. You know, bad shit'll happen, and while it's happening, it sucks. But then, like, you know, maybe some time later on, could be as soon as a day or maybe number of months, that if that shit didn't happen, you know, you find yourself like you're at a good spot because of that. You know, maybe it was a little diversion or derailment. No?
Well, yeah, that could happen. I never
Yeah.
really, you know. The thing is, like, I have a hard time remembering something, you know, longer than 2 weeks ago for some reason. Just my memory, long-term memory is just gone.
So those drugs in high school.
I don't know. I train myself, you know. Like, I don't remember my dreams. Like, people tell me their dreams, like, really, you know, the names of the people in their dreams and stuff. I don't even remember my dreams. As soon as I wake up, I forget them.
Yeah, I've had some pretty interesting dreams of late, and yeah, and I always tell myself, you know, I should have like a journal by my bed or something to write them down right away, just to see if they have any significance later on. But yeah, I forget most of my dreams as well, and probably forgot what I ate for breakfast yesterday, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. I have a couple of friends of mine. They remember more about me than I do.
Yeah, I know. It happens.
And that scares the shit out of me. They tell me details. Don't you remember, John? We went to this place. I'm like, oh, wait, keep it going. I'm like, oh, all right. How the fuck do you remember that?
Truly, man.
I'm telling you.
Oh, okay, are these women or are these males that remember it? Because women remember everything. It's like, fuck, I remember.
It's actually guy friends. They're just very
Wow.
detail-oriented, you know? And I don't know. It amazes me. But I've had a couple of knocks to the head, and, you know, when I was younger. I don't know if that did it. I can't just, it's hard to, unless I repetitively read something or do something, I'll
Okay,
forget
when
it
you
real
go to the
easy.
store, do you park in the same spot every time? Like the grocery store, you always park in the same place.
No.
So you park all over the lot?
I'll park with the if I could find the closest spot to the door.
Because I like always park in the same spot.
What if the spot's not available?
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, then I'll park next to it, but I mean pretty much the same spot. It's just because
Okay.
it's too much effort to think, man. Come, I don't remember anything.
If it's a nice day out, I don't care where I park. Then it's like, all right, I'll get a little walk. That's all. Stretch a little. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you do things like over and over and over again, right? The same way. Shave.
Yeah.
Get off the
Yeah.
same side of bed.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Good.
that could be detriment, especially like my resolutions now. You know, when it comes to you know, certain habits. You know, they need to be broken, and doing the same thing over and over for so many years doesn't help. They say it takes you to do something 18 times before it becomes a habit. I don't know if that's true or not. Well, it looks like everybody's bowing out of the room. And we are about an hour and a half in, and I usually like to try to keep these things under 2 hours. Anybody have any last words they want to say before I close up the live part of the Hangout?
Just thanks for having it, Brother John.
Yeah, thanks. Happy New Year.
All right. Well, thanks for dropping by, and I hope some of these things, ideas, help some people out, and try to stay positive. And everybody have a good night, and we'll talk soon.